Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, and if you're new, welcome, hello. By the title of this video, you know what I'm about to do again. Because I went shopping again. I went to my local Goodwill and I bought 9 books. Okay. And then I went to my Dollar General. Then I went to Dollar Tree and I bought 2 books. And then I went to Walmart. I bought 1 book. And then I had a book come from Amazon. And I have another book coming from Amazon that's not here, but I'll show you it whenever I talk about it. But yeah, so this is another book haul. Sit back and enjoy how I try to justify why I bought these books. Oh, and you see I'm in a new place because I had to buy a new bookshelf because I ran out of space on my other one. So I have a new bookshelf. It's not full yet because I had to do this video. So if you like book hauls, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing. And my social media is always down below. It's only Twitter and Instagram. So, and my Instagram's only books anyway. But you know, if you feel like looking at it, it's always linked down below. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so these are in no particular order. Again, because I didn't feel like there's really no sense to put in order. And yeah, I'm back to wearing my glasses because the last video was kind of a disaster because I realized how blind I am without them. So you just have to deal with the rain light reflection. Anyway, so my first book that I have here is called A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. Looks like this. And from what I know, because as we know, I tend to buy books that I know nothing about. However, I'm pretty sure these are Sherlock Holmes and Watson's grandchildren. I think. I really hope so, because that's what I put on my Instagram. I think it is. I hope so. But it's like a mystery book, and you know, I liked, like growing up, I would watch Wishbone. If anyone remembers Wishbone, put it down in the comments because I did. I loved that little dog. And then he would go into like the stories and you'd reenact the stories and all this stuff. I love that show. But he always did like Sherlock Holmes and he did other stuff. Like he did a bunch of like classics. So that's where I was first introduced to it. But yeah, I thought this book would be interesting, and it's the first in I think a trilogy. So will I get the other ones? Probably, because that's how I work. The next book that I got was from Walmart, and this one is called The Bride Test, and this is by Helen, oh, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, and I'm sorry, Huang or Huang, but it's by the same author who wrote the Kiss Quote, but I've never read that either. But I've heard reviews saying that it was really good, and I know that this boy is autistic and he has troubles like with relationships and explaining his feelings. So his mom decides she's gonna find a bride for him, and she goes back over to Vietnam to find him one because he is, I'm pretty sure he's Vietnamese as well, but he's living in the United States. So she goes over, tries to find him a bride, and so I got this book right here. The next book that I got was A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. Read it before, owned it before, have the movie. Just found it at Goodwill, and I thought, you know, I would get it again because I really like the story, and that's where I fell in love with Shane West, was in that movie. There's not too much to say about that because if you haven't seen it, you just need to watch it. The next book that I got, I found at Dollar General, and it's called The Great Hunt. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, somehow. some way, somehow, it is. And Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie, so I'm sold. Anything that's like Beauty and the Beast retelling, I'm gonna read. So I got this one. Oh, I guess I should tell you who's it by. It's by Wendy Higgins, because I'm terrible at not telling you who the author is, but there's that one. Then I found this one. It's called Summer Days and Summer Nights. It's 12 love stories. There is a bug in my room. I can hear a bug flying. It's a stink bug. I know it is. I hate those things. Just because it goes bzzz and it drops. God. 12 different authors. And they all wrote like love stories. And I guess they're all based in the summertime, but there's like Libba Bray and Cassandra Clare, and those two are and Veronica Roth. So I guess there's like the big ones that are like that I see right off the bat that I know of. So, but I always like these kind of books that are like anthologies, and they have what's inside? A sticker. I thought it was a bookmark. The rest of these books I found at Goodwill. I found Walk to Remember at Goodwill also, but all of these rest are. This one is called Firelight. Don't know what it's about. I read a little in, I can't think of what this is called right now. Synopsis. And she's just a mythical creature. I don't know what she is. Never mind. I read it. She's a Draki, a descendant of dragons. Oh, so she's like a Daenerys, but not really at all. Okay, sounds interesting. Sure, why not? That's how I do my things. Why not? And this is called The Story, and it's like the Bible, but it's like a continuous story from like start to end. Of course, the Bible is thousands and thousands of pages, and this is only 400 and some, so not everything's in it. But I thought it was interesting, and why not? She went British. I went British. I tend to do that. Okay, the next book that I found at Goodwill was called Dry, and it's by Neal Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. Don't know if they're related. Should probably look into that. But this is when there's no water, and martial law will be effective in this book, it says, and I know people are fighting for water and there's none. So it sounds quite interesting, actually. I'm all about survivalist and dystopian and things like that. So, and I've heard of Neal Shusterman before from BookTube, but I've never read any of his books. But a lot of people seem to like him, so I thought, so would I. Okay, the next book that I got is called The Lie Tree. I have never heard this before in my life, but it's by Frances why can't I read? By Frances Hardinge. Harding, I don't know. I'm incredibly sorry. But this is the Costa Book of the Year. But this is the cover. Looks like this. And I'm pretty sure I read that she's a teenage girl. Her dad mysteriously dies, and everyone else thinks it's an accident, but she doesn't. So she finds this tree that bears fruit. But it only bears fruit when she whispers a lie to it. And then the fruit in turn delivers a hidden truth. So she has to tell a lie to get the fruit, and then the fruit tells the truth. I don't know, it sounds interesting. The next book is called Mortal Heart by why do I pick these books? I cannot pronounce the author's name too. Robin Lefebvre. It sounds French. So if I say it with an accent, maybe I sound more French. Probably not. But I'm pretty sure this is the third. Yeah, this is His Fair Assassins, book 3. And I know the first book is it Grave Mercy? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I've read the first one, but I didn't know they went on to do 2 more. And then the second one is Dark Triumph. But all I know is she's in a convent. You can't see it because of the thing. There you go. And she's an assassin. That's about all I know. A bug. The next book, 2 books I got are the first and the last in the series. They didn't have number 2. I don't know where it went to. So I'm going to have to buy it if I like it. We have by Marie Lu. We have Legend, and then we have Champion. Again, I'm not quite sure what they're about. I'll look into it. Why not? And then my last book, I found book 3 in the Gemma Doyle trilogy. So now I have 2, and now I have 3. Now I just need 1. I'm working backwards. It's fine. It's fine. But like I said, I loved these growing up, and this was the first book that I read that was a lot of pages. I articulate so well. It's 819 pages long, but I loved these books growing up. They're my favorite. Like, what, 15, 16 years ago? Showing my age. But anyway, yeah, I loved those books. I talked a little bit about it in my last video, but you know, it has to do with magic and things like that. But that is everything. Oh, my book that's coming in the mail tomorrow is this book right here. It is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. And everyone says it's really, really good. And I also think it's another Beauty and the Beast retelling, so I had to get it. I wanted it. It's coming. It's late because it was lost, but it's coming. But that will also be here. So yeah, that is all my books from this book haul. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope everyone is safe and healthy. And if you're not registered to vote, make sure to do so, because a link is always down in my description where you can register to vote, because your voice should be heard, especially in times like this. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing down below. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. I got a problem, and I can't stop myself from buying books. Now I gotta put them there. Okay. Oh Lord.